welcome to the Fort Ross Trade Store. The Russians settled here not only to grow crops to send back up to Alaska, but also to trade with Spanish to the south and to get goods from China. And so what you see here in this beautiful trade store is a lot of examples of all the things that were traded historically. Here you can see some beautiful ceramics that now we call China, actually, because it was traded with China. So you can see some beautiful China pots and bowls and teapots. There's some beautiful silver, some glass, and fabrics. Some of the things that we consider to be commonplace were not so much back in 1812. This is a sugar cone. It's hard packed sugar and it comes from China. We have also coffee beans ready to be roasted and then ground and brewed, cloves, tea, loose leaf tea, and here you have blocked tea. And this was traded often as blocks, and then you use this tool to strategically cut off pieces. And that was as good as money in certain circles. You could trade different pieces of it. And historically, this tea was packed with dung and sometimes even blood to keep it preserved for the long voyages. Extra tasty. All of these items are common to us today, but were very special when the Russians settled here. They traded black powder, they traded scissors and other implements to do cutting, digging, things that we would, again, consider, everyone has a pair of scissors today. These were a rare treat to have if you had this in your sewing kit.
And on this table we have a lot of different marine mammals that have come from the ocean. Now, sea otters were one of the main reasons why the Russians and the Russian American company came down here along the coast of California and set up the settlement. It was because of the rich fur that was called soft gold. They were able to make a fair amount of money or trade goods and trade by trading these sea otter furs. It was a really important part of why they were here. The sea otters have up to 1 million hairs per every square inch. And because of that, their fur is very, very thick. It's very warm. Sea otters they don't have a lot of fat or blubber like the seals and sea lions or whales, so it's their fur really that keeps them warm out in the cold water. The main country that wanted the sea otter furs was China, so the Russians had to find a way to trade these furs here in California overseas with the Chinese. And at the far end here, we have our harbor seals, which still live on the coast here at Fort Ross. And one of the ways you can recognize harbor seals is they have spotted coats. And this is a small one. It's a little pup, a baby of a harbor seal. And if you feel it with the back of your hand, it's a little bit soft, but it's pretty rough. So this is nice and soft, the pup here. Underneath we have a fully grown harbor seal pelt, or at least part of it. And if I feel it, it's definitely rougher. So this is not very valuable, but still a fur would always be useful. Next we have, this is a California sea lion fur, and for those of you who live in San Francisco, have been down to the pier and have heard those big animals barking like dogs, those are the California sea lions. And this is even rougher than the harbor seal. So you could use the leather, but the fur, it's not very warm, it's not very soft, it's pretty rough, almost like an inexpensive rug. Now our last marine mammal fur that we've got is the fur seal, and it's really quite soft. It's not as soft as the sea otter fur, but really very soft. The fur seals live pretty far off the coast in deeper waters, and because of that, they do have some nice fur to keep them warm, even though they have blubber. And this is a nice soft pup, you can tell by the size, and this one here is a big adult, and the pup is definitely a little bit softer than the adult fur seal. And this was an important commodity as well for the Russian American company. They were hunting these off the coast and also trading them.
Many of the commodities came in bulk. We have vinegar, more coconut oil, we have more vinegar, rum, and salt. And this looks like a lot of salt, but what they used salt for was to cure the meats that they butcher here at Fort Ross. Harvest the animal, cure the meat in salt, and then send it up to Alaska to the settlements for their settlements up there. If you visit Fort Ross, you'll notice all the cannons around the grounds, and you might think that it was a military outpost. But it was in fact a peaceful trade outpost. And as you can see from all the things that I've just shown you, it was a bustling, thriving trading outpost.